friends, this is Chandra from Akulmac Technologies. Welcome to Top Brass. Today we have Mr. Akshay Gupta in our program. He is the Prime Research and Advisory CEO and founder. He joins us from Mumbai. We will discuss about the lockdown situation and many more things from Akshay. Akshay, welcome to Top Brass.
Thank you very much, Chandra. Thanks a lot for having me on the show.
So Akshay, we are on day 17 of the lockdown. As you already know that there are certain pockets in India which are getting into total lockdown from yesterday. But having said that, do you see in your neighborhood and your community any innovation that people might have come up with to handle the situation related to lockdown?
Yeah, in fact, Chandra, we are actually seeing a lot of new ideas, whether with technology, using technology, not using technology, but certainly new ideas where the new scenario has been sort of incorporated into. For example, people have stopped going down to shop. We have shops in our own complex where we get the essentials, the necessaries, the day-to-day necessaries. But now that's been streamlined into a very beautiful way, where we give the order on WhatsApp. We are given a certain delivery time. We pay by a digital currency, and we go and pick it up. So I think these are small innovations that are happening where the new norm or the new normal of the day called social distancing, of course, till this whole episode lasts, and my suspicion is it's going to last a long time. These new innovations probably will last longer than this epidemic or pandemic, because I think people will understand the convenience, the discipline, and the effectiveness of these measures. Typically, in the olden times, or the pre-corona days, people used to kind of climb on each other in those shops to get their essentials. Today, it's such a beautiful system. You place your order on WhatsApp or on a mail. You're given a certain slot. You come there, you pick up. It's all packed, pre-packed, and you pay digital currency. There are so many formats you can pay with. You pick it up and you come back home. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to jostle. You don't have to ask for change. You don't have to climb over each other. You don't have to spend that much time. So I think these are small things that are helping us in these times of distress. But as they say that necessity is the mother of invention. So we are kind of inventing these things.
Akshay, you have had a career of 3 decades. You are a brand by yourself, known in the financial world. You and your colleagues are leading the country from the front for so many years now. I know you personally that you are associated with such large brands and leading those brands into the market. So with your experience now, do you see any downturn in the business sentiment?
Yeah, I mean, without doubt, Chandra, I mean, business sentiment will get affected. Services sector, manufacturing sector, financial sector, because there is a clear-cut reduction in productivity in the country because of this lockdown. This will have a very adverse effect on GDP. This will have a very adverse effect on economy. Whether it will be -2% or +2% is something that one needs to see over the next 6 months. How long this will last, one has to see over the next 6 months. But certainly this has put India's growth story into a sort of grinding halt. And this will take at least 6 to 12 months for it to normalize. We are seeing a lot of services which are called consumer touch services businesses holding up, like restaurants and hotels and airlines and theaters and what have you. And those guys will take a long time to recover. When those guys default, people will be sacked, people will be laid off. Those people will stop contributing to the financial sector. There will be defaults that will be adversely affecting the banking sector. Except for consumer staples, which basically means that people who have to consume those items on a day-to-day basis, most of the sectors, whether it's discretionary spend or services sector or banking sector or technology sector, budgets will be cut, people will be laid off, and there will be an adverse impact. And I don't want to sugarcoat by saying that it will come back very soon. My estimate is that it will take at least 2 years for us to get back to where we were pre-corona.
So I think we are going to get into a recession, a very bad recession. I think from your point of view, what the government of India or various respective governments of each country should do to revive the business sentiment in order to bring the GDP up of the globe of all different countries, what measures they should do after the lockdown is lifted?
Yeah, I think first, India is quite different from the other countries. So I do hear about comparisons of printing money of a certain percentage of GDP, which is called the fiscal stimulus. I think we also have to do that, but I think in the short term, what we need to do is to protect the poor. In the short term, we need that people should get basic things. They should survive. Today, there is a problem of survival. I think survival is the key in the short term. And if these people are not in the right frame of mind to survive, who will do the various onerous activities they conduct? Like, how will the farm labor, the industrial labor, the services labor work back into the system if these people don't have food to eat? So I think survival in the short term, to me, is the key. In the medium term, people have to be given money into the hands. India has to print money. The Indian government has to print a lot more than what they have announced. And I think they will do it. They will see the Western world do it. There are constraints in India, like there is a constraint of the fiscal deficit, which obviously then has a bearing on the credit rating of the country. If you increase in fiscal deficit a lot, if you print more money than you should, there is a bearing that you will have a credit rating question mark or downgrade, because of which a lot of money will not come into India. So I think the government has to do the fine tightrope balance and has to try and get survival and money into the hands of people. And I think the growth story is at least 1 to 2 years off. I think we should just get the derailed train back on track first, and then we should look at how fast it can run.
So you also see from your point of view, the old business models will just vanish and there is a need to evolve a new business model for everyone?
Without a doubt, CK, because I think this working from home, online usage, internet, digital, pharma, the pharma companies in the index and in the economy were completely sidelined before Corona. And, just for an example, in the Nifty, which is the index in India, the NSE index, 40% weightage is for financials and only 3% weightage is for pharma. Now pharma weightage will go at least 10 to 15% and financials will come down. People will realize that there is value of intellectual capital accumulated over the years. So I think there will be a paradigm shift after this. How long that paradigm shift continues and lasts, nobody knows, because I remember after the 9/11 in US, a lot of people said that offices have become dangerous places to work. One should start working from home. But then in the next revolution, we saw that offices became the best asset in terms of return. And people were investors like Blackstone and GIC and all were buying those offices left, right, and center across the globe. So things do change. Paradigms get changed over a period of time. But certainly in the paradigm of online, digital, redundancy of going to office every day, these paradigms will emerge post-corona. I'm quite sure about that. And I'm also quite sure that things like healthcare and pharma companies will get far more importance than the traditional companies like banks and manufacturing companies, because people will understand that these are the lifesavers and we need to give far more weightages, far more P multiples, far more importance to these industries.
Akshay, you are a leader. You have led so many large organizations. I'm sure you will be at the forefront when the lockdown is lifted. We wish you all the best and your company. And we look forward to the leadership from you in order to bring us out from. I mean, you already mentioned that the growth story will be halted for some more time. So I think the sustenance part, we will see your leadership coming in the forefront. So for today, we have limited time, but it was wonderful talking to you, and your words of wisdom, your advices, your direction is really valuable for me personally and for our viewers. It was pleasure talking to you, Akshay.
Thank you very much, CK. Appreciate coming on this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we will find another opportunity very soon to talk to you.